In this video, we're going to talk about fear. There are three kinds of fear that will stop any person from succeeding. There are three kinds of fear that I can give you everything you need, the resources, the right moment, the right team, the right people, the right amount of money. But as long as you have this fear, it will paralyze you and it will stop you from achieving everything that you want in your life. And in this video, we're going to talk about these three types of fears. So, what are the three types of fears? Let's just talk about fear first. What is fear? Fear is something that comes up, and then it's when we are at the moment of taking an action. So how does fear work out? You need to understand fear works out like this. Is that every time this is your comfort zone, and then every time you want to get out of your comfort zone, you want to do something that's brand new. Okay, when you want to do something that's brand new, what happens is you get out of your comfort zone, and then your brain is signaling you to say this is something new and it can potentially be dangerous. And then that's where the fear kicks in. But we all know the saying is that everything you want in life, the success, the money you make, lies beyond your comfort zone. So how do we help you get through this? How do we help you get through this? Is first you need to understand what is fear. Fear is a part of your brain, your reptilian brain that kicks in, that says this is dangerous, this is uncomfortable. But you also need to realize that every time at the end and on the opposite side of success is on the opposite side of fear is success. On the opposite side of being uncomfortable is success. Now, when you think about this, every time you look at someone the opposite sex, you really like them. And then you're afraid. You want to talk to them. It's something that you are uncomfortable in the moment. But when you bring up the courage despite your fear, you went ahead, you talked to the person, and then you fell in love. Then you look back and you said, it's something that wasn't important. It's something that was small. And I don't know why I was so scared. But at the moment, it is very big. It will literally freeze you. And it will paralyze you. But I want to talk a bit more about this word called fear. Because a lot of people talk about fear, but they don't talk about the kinds of fears. There are three kinds. So in this video, let's cover these three kinds. So what are these three kinds of fears? The first kind of fear is the fear when every time someone does speaking, every time someone who wants to put videos online, I've trained thousands of video marketers and speakers. When every time someone wants to post something personal online, the biggest fear that stops them is the fear of looking bad. Or also known as the fear of judgment. The biggest fear that stops people from being successful is the fear of looking bad or judgment. I'm afraid of what my mom would say. I'm afraid of what my friends would say. I'm afraid of what other people will say. Now let me ask you this. Does it matter? Whose life is it? Yours or theirs? People, you can't stop. Can you ever stop someone from ever not thinking about you? Can you ever stop someone from not criticizing you? No matter what you do, someone will always criticize you, good or bad. Whether you're broke, poor, a beggar on the street, or successful millionaire and living the life, someone will criticize you and someone will judge you. And you need to understand this. There's no way you can remove that. So the first thing is the fear of looking bad or judgment. So how do we remove this? How do you remove this? It's very simple. To understand that everyone will always judge. Everyone will always judge. And what you want to do is let them judge. What you want to do is that you need to understand that this is your life. It doesn't matter what they say. what you need to do is you need to understand that it's okay to look bad. It's okay to be imperfect. There's a piece called Mystique by Bucky Fuller. It says this, is that when a baby wants to learn how to walk, it has to first fall. Humans are meant to learn through mistakes. That's the beauty. That everything you have so far, experience, all the wisdom that you have, you learn it through mistakes. So mistake. But how do you need to, when you make a mistake, you do what? You look bad. And you need to understand it's okay because it's just being human. So first thing is the fear of looking bad or being judged. Okay? So you need to understand this. No matter whether you're broke, you're rich, someone's going to judge you, let them judge anyway. Those are just noises and it does not physically hurt you. Their words does not hurt you. Okay, that's the first one. The second fear is the fear of regret. The fear of regret. The fear of regret. There's a quote. Les Bang used to say this, that you know what's the richest place on earth? The graveyard. Because that's where all the richest millionaires, inventions, innovations die. That's why it's the richest place on earth. It's because a lot of people live life with regret. They are afraid of regret. Regret of what? Regret of wrong decisions or fear of failure. So people are afraid of regretting making either the wrong decisions or the fear of failing. So it's not that you are incapable of taking action. It is not that. It is not that you don't have the resources. It's that you may have everything you need, but you're just afraid. What if I fail? And that's what stops a lot of people. But you also need to say the same thing. Mystique. How do you learn? By failing. How do you learn? By making mistakes. So you need to understand this, is that don't be afraid of failing. Why am I telling you this? Because some of you, when you speak for the first time, when you go on video on the first time, you will fail. You will fail. No one will watch your video. But you need to understand this. It starts with the first one. Because if you let the fear paralyze you, you will never get it done. And when you never get it done, you will never progress. And you never have the momentum. Okay? So this is the second fear. Now there's one last fear that is also that weighs on people very heavily. This one last fear. What's this fear? This fear is called the fear of success. You go, okay, David, I understand this too, but why would I be afraid of success? I want success so bad. You know why you have a fear of success? Because part of you knows that if you become successful, you have no choice but to live big. And you can't handle that being big. Some of you may not understand what I'm saying here, but this is very important. Is the reason why you're not successful in life is because you're afraid of being successful. It's because when you are successful, if it works, now what? If I do this, if I do exactly what David says and I become a millionaire, I become a billionaire, that means I need to do things differently. I need to live this way. Because let me ask you this, if you've been failing all the way because, for example, you want to lose weight, right? If you've been failing all the time in every diet, and then you just stay there because you know you can keep on eating junk food. You can blame, shame, and complain. But if you do this strategy and it works, and then you get the body that you want, you realize this, you have to continue that because it's not a miracle pill. You have to continue that. And that fear of success stops most people. So I want you to think about this. And keep this in your mind, is understanding this, that there are 3 types of fear. Fear of looking bad, being judged, fear of regret, wrong decisions and failure, and the fear of success. And I want you to think about what fears stop you. Mentally note them, and then figure out why do they stop you, and then write a positive belief find proof to disallow that. Do not allow that fear to live again. So these are the 3 types of fears, and I hope it helps you to stop being paralyzed by fear and be able to move on. Because you need to understand this. Fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. Fear is just an illusion. The illusion of looking bad, being judged, is an illusion. Regret, making wrong decisions, failure is an illusion. Success is an illusion. You need to know all of this is an illusion. At the end of the day, it's just your brain trying to protect you. But you need to realize this, at the end, on the other side, it is what you want. And the key here is this: as a hero, you need to act in spite of fear, in spite of looking back, being judged, in spite of making the wrong decisions and failing, in spite of success. And you need to realize and trust your being and move forward.